Hello and welcome back to my channel. So one thing that I kind of have been struggling with is how to come back to you guys. How do you come back from, oh god, everything is games and chaos, to, branching out? And I've decided that the simplest way to do that is to kind of let you in on what I've been working on in Dungeons and Dragons. Because I'm actually a DM for my, friend group. We play every Wednesday, it's a great time. And they are remarkably patient with my ass, because I rarely ever have my shit together. But they are, obviously a very cool group, otherwise I wouldn't be friends with them. So I figured I'd show you guys what I did for our Dungeons and Dragons map a couple of weeks ago. So this is actually a map for a one-shot because my friend Emily was not available to come and hang out with us. So it was just me, Bree, Reynold, and Katie, all of whom have social media accounts and YouTubes. Two of them have YouTubes. One of them keeps saying that she will, and I keep encouraging her, and she hasn't done it yet. So Katie, get on it, please. We need you. We need you on the YouTubes. So this map is meant to be a one-shot, so it's not especially expansive, but I did have a plan going into it. You can almost kind of see me working from a very vague blueprint, but as you can see, some of it kind of starts to fall apart in the middle where I start actually having to place rooms in a, predetermined sort of space, and you can kind of see, the gears ticking in terms of what I should be doing. And then I actually made it visible so that everyone could see what I was working on. So the plan for this was that Katie, Bree, and Reynold would each make a character, and they were going to fight. Originally it was going to be Dracula. This was going to be a Castlevania flavored one-shot because I was very enamored with Castlevania. And then one person in our party was like, I don't really know Castlevania, and I was like, why not? You like Alucard? And she was like, well, yeah, but... And I went, fine, alright. And then I realized that given my own inability to focus on much of anything, that might actually be better for me to sort of branch out. So in the same way that Castlevania is, every single fantasy, and Resident Evil Village is every single type of fantasy, it basically became this sort of generic fantasy thing. And then Bree texted me halfway through the week and she said, hey, for my character's backstory, can I be married to the big boss? And I said, is it because he's basically Carl Heisenberg from Village? And she said, yeah, and I said, fine. So that became part of the plot, which I really liked, actually. I thought that was fun. And then, Reynold's character was good. It was a little, goblin from the Bronx, if I had to take a guess. And that was a lot of fun to play with in, kind of a, the setting kind of being interesting sort of stance. He also went, back when it was a Castlevania thing, he was like, I want it to be a pirate, and I said, that sounds great. And then when we did the setting change, he was like, oh shit, can he still be a pirate? And so he just kind of tacked on, and he's a pirate, and I was like, that's fucking sick, I love that for you, my guy. And then Katie's character is a half-elf whose mother was an elf, and then the mom kind of got, killed shortly before this campaign, several hours before this campaign was this mother killed, and so Katie was like, okay. She kind of just let me do whatever. She had said that her mom was missing, and I was like, yeah, okay, so she's been killed. Which is probably not what Katie was after. But, it is what it is, and, so all three of these people, show up on the step of the castle, and they're just like, we're gonna take him down. And I wanted each of the puzzles to kind of come back to how each character is. The goblin character, Dweezil, his puzzle was kind of mole. They figured it out very quickly because we had a ranger who knows medicine and a plague nurse who knew medicine, so that was really easy to do. And they just basically had to differentiate between organs, so it wasn't that hard. And then Katie's puzzle, they got stuck. Because I think I made the hint a little too vague, because I had said something to the effect of, like, give her back her, like, precious baby or something to that effect. And then everyone was like, so do we take the kid that we just, like, autopsied and, like, put him in the crib? And I was like, I mean, you can try. Because I didn't want to give them too much of a hint. And then, turns out that even that was, like, too big. They'd, like, plop something in, I'd go, nothing happens. They'd go, fuck. So they, like, would search someplace else, they'd find something, plop it in, just nothing happens. And they're, like, searching all over the room. And eventually I, like, stumped them bad, and I'm just like, can I please give you guys a hint? And they're like, yes. And I go, you have detect magic on, why are you standing in one place? I think part of what it is that, like, Silent Hill is a huge influence on me, and so I'm a fan of these, like, sprawling all over the map quest kind of things. And I think they thought that all of my puzzles were going to be self-contained, which they were not. And then Breeze was pretty, like, self-explanatory. Like, you got something that looks like an eyeball, the statue is missing an eyeball, put the statue eyeball back in the eyeball. Wow, that was some English. Put the eyeball back in the statue. And then they fought a few things, Goblin, Wraith, and then Lord Schumacher himself, who was actually very fun to act as. I think I just enjoy those kind of hammier characters. But this was my one-shot. I did it with DungeonFog. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of thing from me. And let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, any kind of game, any kind of anything. We are rebranding. That's a slow process, but I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.